I haven't gotten up and down for a long time.
That every decade can be our prime.
We have to change the mindset that 50 is old.
Hi, I'm Michelle Lee.
And I'm Donna Mills.
And guess what? I'm Joan Van Ark.
Oh,
And
we're
Not
done
done yet.
yet. That was pretty good, girls.
That was good. I erased it.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is the first time we're seeing each other since the Christmas holidays.
Yeah, it is. It's our first show of 2026.
Yes.
And
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
The best year upcoming yet.
Yeah. Did you guys have great holidays, you girls? Because I didn't see you over the holidays. I wasn't here. I was in Colorado.
Oh, we were so happy you were gone for a while.
And how was that in Colorado? What was the weather and how was it?
The weather was like, it was 70 degrees. It was,
What?
yeah, no snow, no anything. We took a walk on Christmas Day and saw maybe 40 reindeer walking around the
Oh my Lord.
Christmas.
So it's been taken over by the reindeer, right?
Yeah, my niece's daughter, whose house we were at, lives in Monument, Colorado, and up in the mountains there. And it's reindeer. I mean, they're laying in the front yards and they're walking around. It was very Christmassy.
It was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Order the snow. Get it in there.
It was great. Yeah.
Front and center.
Did nothing. What about you, Joan?
Well, I went to see, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. I was doing a doctor parade because I have to take over and get well. And I now go around talking this way and with a bend in my back. So anyway,
we need you to know that we missed you on the two shows that we did that you couldn't do. And we're glad you're back. If you can stay a while, great. If you can't and you need, to do doctor stuff, you'll go and you'll come back later.
Yeah.
Okay, team. To the team here, to the team, I say thank you. I love you for that freedom, if that's the right word, to do the right thing, whatever that might be. The right thing in my heart is to be here doing our thing.
But just to remind our audience what was going on. Joan had back problems. Bad. Does this, Joan, mean you want to drink? Because I'll do it with you if you
No.
Let me just say this. First of all, I know the audience wrote us and told us how much they were missing you, Joan. And so that's got to really make you feel good for the Christmas holiday.
Well, I need that. I looked at it last night, reviewed some of the comments, and yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it is.
It's so nice.
Well, they're so loyal, the thing.
Yeah.
I know it goes up and down because we've just been through a huge couple of holidays.
I haven't gotten up and down for a long time. But keep going.
But no, you'll enjoy it when you do. You'll love it.
I don't know.
It'll be so delicious because you waited a while. You held off.
And Joan, I do want to thank you for your Christmas present to me. She, as usual, is trying to fatten me up.
Me too.
She sent me gorgeous chocolates.
I'm trying to make her face break out.
To you. She did it to me too.
She's trying to fatten us up.
Yeah,
truly.
I want pimples and fat.
And pimples. Yeah.
And then I want a single shot with a little retouch, and we move on into the new year.
Candies.
Well, let's just say a prayer for this next upcoming year.
For all of us, let's be happy. Let's hold hands together and know that good is coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
And as a matter of fact, our guest today is someone who will help us with that because she's someone who gives people purpose, gives people advice on how to stay young and that. She is a dear friend of mine. She was a friend of my daughter's to begin with, and I liked her so much. I claimed her as my friend too. And I'm amazed at all that she does and how good she is at everything. And I wanted to have her on the show. I wanted all of you out there to be able to have the knowledge and what she gives. So why don't we welcome Elise Joan?
Joan, I'm liking
Hi,
that.
There she is.
I know I love her because of her middle name.
yes, it. Powerful Jones unite. I love it. And Donna, oh my gosh, thank you for that amazing introduction. I didn't know you were going to try to make me cry at the very beginning.
Oh,
Obviously, I've claimed you as my friend as well. So really happy to be here.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
that
you're just
Well,
naive.
if you would have cried, you would have had a little touch up. Have to do a touch up on the
yeah.
mascara.
Up on all of us.
Because
Okay.
Elise is now the women's health and longevity expert on CBS.
Yeah,
She's
on CBS 8 mornings. It's a really fun to do. I get to go down once a month. Um,
8 mornings.
I Yeah, CBS 8 mornings. It's filmed in San Diego and it's available all through California. And then you can watch it worldwide on their website. But it's fun. I go down once a month. It started on what I called my road to 50. I turned 50 last year. Donna
Oh,
came and
I hate
gave it
you.
away to me,
she
which
had
was
some
fun.
party. I thought having Elise on was so perfect for our show because what she deals with mostly is fitness and longevity.
Yeah.
And the show being called We're Not Done Yet,
It's
it's
a
what
na
we're
it's a
about.
natural. It's a
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah,
I'm
and this
right.
is it, and why I'm so inspired by each of you is that really, I think society has conditioned women over the years to feel like, we become less and less valuable as we age, at least for me when I was a young woman. And I remember even feeling like things were finishing up at 50. But now I really feel like
Oh,
I'm just beginning. I feel like I'm just now finding my purpose. I'm just now rising into self-confidence, and I want more women. I mean, you guys are iconic, right? Knots Landing, I really think was one of the very first shows that allowed women to age on camera, right? From, was it 79 you guys started and all the way to 1993, and
Yeah.
women getting
14, it was
more
14
powerful.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women getting more. This wasn't happening, right? They kind of kick you off shows when you turn 30
oh yeah.
in a day. And
Oh yes, absolutely.
so you
Well,
guys,
that may be the biggest change out of this experience we've all been through, which has been a total of something like 4 to 4.5 years. So,
yeah.
so this is a timely thing,
Yeah.
and sharing
And what
obstacles.
Elise, yeah, what
Right.
Elise does is she shows you how to do it. She has, well, tell them, Elise, about the app
I
and
just,
your,
my passion project I've been working on, well, for 2 years or 22 years, depending on how you look at this transition. I just launched a new app. It is called The Ageless Protocol. And you guys are literally the icons of what this means. It means that we can make deposits into our longevity and our wellness. Yes, with fitness and nutrition, which are areas of my expertise that I think all women focus on. But sometimes we forget that components of longevity also include having a purpose, having a passion, having a positive community, getting good sleep, having a good mindset, being able to emotionally regulate. But even more than all of those things is an understanding that every decade can be our prime with the right tools. The fitness that I teach, I was chatting with Joan before the show, 20 minutes a day. You can do it from home. I have hormone certifications. I have a certification from the Yale in the neuroscience of well-being. And I just got yesterday my certification from Harvard Medical School. It was a pretty intensive 8-week course. So every day we had live webinars. We had every day different assignments. We got to hear from especially Dr. Robert Waldinger, who has written several books and has taken over the 85-year study that Harvard did.
Well, congratulations. Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness.
I honestly
Done
wasn't expecting to
everything.
get accepted. So it ended up happening, this intensive medical school course whilst launching a new app. But what it gives me beyond, there's a lot of fitness apps out there with personal trainers and maybe people who do traditional fitness, but because I have really done my best over 25 years to study women's hormone health, women's aging, the science of longevity, it allows me to curate programming both in fitness and nourishing our bodies that allows us to feel good. Like specifically, I think I want to empower women of all ages to know that we're just getting started, right? In your 70s, in your 80s, you guys are here. You're this amazing podcast that inspires me, inspires so many. And I love that. I love that we're not done yet. And then beyond that, we're just getting started in the next evolution of who we are. And I really want to support women because step one is believing it about yourself. How we perceive the world is how we experience it. And if we think we're done, if we think 50 is old, or we think that, oh, it's all downhill from here, which I hear so many women saying, we need to repurpose that. We need to
Right.
It's happening.
It's
It is, and it will happen more so in the coming year.
that's the hope.
I wrote some notes down here or questions that I had, and I don't know if you, because you're so amazing. It's like, how this is, I think, important. How come so many high achieving women, hello, you included, feel more depleted in midlife,
Yeah,
even when they're doing everything right?
yeah, this is because, as I'm sure you know, on the internet, everyone can be an expert, and people listen to podcasters and people listen to 20-year-olds tell them about longevity. So I think women, we touched on it a bit earlier. Women have been conditioned that, we need to eat less and work out more and, do all of these things. We have to be CEOs and moms and, be a size two and look this way, that we just, it is a legitimate recipe for burnout. And this is particularly true, I think, in my experience,
Mm.
5 years leading women, in high achieving women, right? We put so much pressure on ourselves. We achieve something, then it's, oh, the next thing. And even, listening to Joan and Donna chat before the podcast, feeling some guilt around taking a couple episodes off if you're not feeling well, right? Like, we are allowed to take care of ourselves. We are allowed to succeed and recover. And I think that a lot of women think they're doing everything right by, counting their calories, eating less than 1,000 calories a day, which is what I was taught, back in the day, if you
It's
remember.
old school. It's old
Old
school.
school. And then also working out for 2 hours a day. No, we need a hormonally based fitness program that allows us to feel good. And I think high achieving women, we need to decondition ourselves from putting pressure on ourselves to be something that is maybe just something society told us to be, not something that is actually true to who we are.
And that's dated anyway. It's
Yeah.
becoming dated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
I
been
find, the older I get, I always work out.
Yeah.
I always have. I started out as a dancer, so I know the value of that. But I also know at this point that my workout has to be specific and and not hard on my body.
That's it. That's 100% it. And
Because if
Wow.
I overdo it, then it's going to get me in trouble too.
this is right. And traditional fitness will tell you to overdo it, right? We remember no pain, no gain, and all these things we thought were true. And then we end up with injuries, we end up depleted. I mean, Donna, you just nailed it. We want to, lower our cortisol levels. We want to balance because we're always going through hormonal changes as women, from puberty through pre and postnatal. But now, women are learning that we have to support our bodies. I love, Donna's probably more flexible than I am. We'll do stretching together in her home when we were working on a project. And she's like, oh, I just do this every day, and like reaches down and her leg behind her head, and we love this. But this is the thing. We need to stretch. We need to be active. Donna also plays tennis. How many times a
Yeah.
week?
It
4?
depends. Sometimes 5 times a week, sometimes two. Just depends on who's around.
Yeah, which is amazing. And I think why all of you women look so good, feel so good, are able to create this new podcast and your new projects is these lifestyle choices you're making, right? It's not just movement. I listened to you guys before we came on, the community you've created with each other. Women elevating one another. These are things that keep us ageless. These are the things that we need other women to see who maybe feel lost or
Women need women.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I found that out in the last 5 years. It was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I did before we really started to articulate our feelings and talk to each other. And it's a whole other world.
and
One question
become
for you.
and become more a norm
that's right.
versus a once in a while, maybe whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Do I have hormones? That's the question.
Do we have hormones? Do we need hormone support? These are questions that,
Explain that to me
oh,
because I'm a little younger than most of these women over here. I'm,
of
Shut up.
God
course.
knows,
she's
5, 6, 7 years older,
12 years
but
old.
I mean younger. Oh, no.
Yes.
What is a hormone to an 80 plus year woman?
Right. Well, that's a great question. And I don't know if you guys are aware, like some of the changes that have been made in bioidentical hormone replacements. Now, for a long time, women thought that taking bioidentical hormones was, going to cause cancer, going to be different things. So our hormones shift. So even in your 80s, yes, you have hormones and just the regulation of how you're working with probably mostly things like cortisol, which is the stress hormone, dopamine
Right.
is a endorphins based hormone, right? So with cortisol levels, if your cortisol levels are high, that can happen from stress, physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress, the stress of everything happening in the world. Like I really think all of us are kind of dealing with a low level, grief and stress just from everything in the world,
Period.
Yeah.
period. And that spikes our cortisol level. A lot of people don't realize cortisol is a hormone. When we think of hormones, we think of sex hormones, right? Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, which all lower, sometimes starting at 35, and then get very low as we go through our lives and our body compensates. But it's really, and that would bring us to the emotional regulation piece of longevity and what I put in the app, the Ageless Protocol, because we have to understand how we can survive, thrive, experience joy, and support one another in these times, not just for our mental health, but for our hormone health. Right? Because if our cortisol levels are spiked, and I wear, a device that tells me it will start buzzing at me when I'm stressed. And when I see the news, it starts buzzing at me. And I need to have a technique, even if it's just one single breath, to bring that cortisol level down. So in your 80s, these hormones are all still very important, and we have surges in our body at different times, and we want to keep everything regulated as best we can. And there is now bioidentical hormone support available to women, and it has now been shown to be very effective if we need a boost of estrogen, if we need some help with our hormones. So this is
Explain that. Can you explain that? Is it
That's what I was,
basically
that's
taking a pill, something that we take in, or is it something else?
That's a great question, Michelle. So, for example, estrogen is often in a patch, and progesterone is often in a pill, and testosterone is often in a cream that you apply. And yeah,
Mm.
basically, you can get lab results that actually specify your body's level of hormones, and from there, a doctor, and particularly, I think there's a lot of women OBGYNs who are now understanding how to support women better, who 20, 30, 40 years ago, we didn't really know how to support women through these phases.
How does this compare to yesteryear when, and maybe it's the same when doctors would tell us they were worried about cancer, the
Oh, right.
effects of any of these?
yeah, the
Yeah,
side effects too from some of the things they suggest you do or try,
that's
or
right.
pills or whatever. You
Yeah,
you have to have a trial time, and
everything. Yeah, and
I know, and I hesitate because then are you going to lose 2 or 3 weeks of
yeah.
time, which is valuable right now. Time is very valuable, and to
Oh,
use
it
it
hurts.
productively.
Yeah, and since I'm not a medical, I'm not a doctor, so that's why I partnered, or I kind of take it, but I have a hormone expert that does the lab work and tells me. And just like anything, if you're taking an anti-anxiety medication, any medication should be approached with pause and education and
Of
all.
course.
So, in answer to the first part of Michelle's question, there was a study that was done that some of the results kind of falsely concluded that these hormones could cause or increase your risk of breast cancer, which of course was very alarming. And a lot of doctors still do promote that based on this old study, but the study was debunked because of many reasons, including some of the women in this study already had a proclivity toward breast cancer, but it has been by the medical community debunked. So now we
Ah,
know that that is not true. That element that it does not promote cancer, adding estrogen if your body needs estrogen does not. So that there's a lot of medical studies on that reversal, which was recent. And I don't know if you know, but they just took the black label warning off of hormones because of that. So there was a black,
oh my goodness, I didn't know.
yes, and that happened not even 6 months ago. Maybe in the past 4 months, which was a huge win for women's health. Now, I don't prescribe hormones. I prescribe, and to Joan's point, and because I agree with that, and because I'm someone who is an advocate for whatever women need, including choosing not to do medication or hormones, is that in my app, there's so much we can do in our lifestyle to address these issues before we jump right to any kind of medication or
Yes.
hormones. And
Give it
Amen.
to
this
us.
I want to provide women, and that's what I do in the app. It's simple things, ways to help improve your sleep. Not everyone can get 8 hours of sleep, but we can, and Joan, sometimes, I'm 50, I'm like squarely in perimenopause. There's times I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, drenched in sweat, and it's hard to get back to sleep. But I've been curating these sleep habits based on my certifications that help me. So if you can't get necessarily the quantity of sleep, I can help women improve their quality of sleep. So sleep,
Uh-huh.
how we move, to what Donna said, moving in a way that is very nurturing and supportive to our bodies, not punishing to our bodies. Those are things we can do that actually will help regulate our hormones, because our sex hormones are regulated by things like cortisol, and everything is connected. Just like an injury to your back could be started from an injury to your hip or a tightness in your quads, because our whole body is
Yeah.
connected. And
I
I
think
wanted women to have something before they jump to hormone therapy or before they jump to medical intervention.
Right.
Your lifestyle in order first, in an achievable way. Not cut out all your favorite foods, not work out 100 hours a day, not add things to your plate, but actually take things off of your plate. Get
right.
that in check, then see your medical doctor and see what is right for you.
Tell us what the app is called and how one gets it.
It is called the Ageless Protocol. And I wanted to have two words in there, ageless, because it's not about being young forever. It's about embracing our age, getting more powerful each decade, aging. I say it's about aging with agency. I want to have agency over my body, agency over my choices. It's my goal to have that and to maintain that through my 80s, 90s. And then protocol, because this is a proven system. Like I said, I'm 50. I work out 20 minutes a day, no heavy weights, body weight,
And that's all, just the 20 minutes?
5 days a week, 20 minutes. I
She
walk
has a
my
great,
dogs.
great, great, great workout program. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that's on the
Yeah.
app
Is on the
also.
app. Yes,
Okay.
I filmed three. So there's a very famous director who directed a program back in the day called P90X. I don't know if you've heard of it. It was designed for men by men, right? But this program is designed by a woman for women. But I hired this director who's amazing. So the production value is incredible. We had moving cameras and everything. Three new programs coming to the app this year. The first one just launched, Ignite, and I had a test group of women from 30 to 82 tested for me before we launched, and the results are incredible. Reduction of inflammation, better confidence, reducing and in some cases eliminating pain, like hip pain, back pain, neck pain, joint pain, because a lot of workouts, exactly what Donna said, they're punishing. While they may give you ab muscles, they're depleting your spinal health, they're depleting your joint health, they're putting pressure on you, they're jacking up your cortisol and unbalancing your hormones. So I wanted to give women something special that is specifically designed for us, and specifically even more niche, designed for women essentially 40 and up.
Yeah. Don't you also do like a trip that you take people on to Europe?
Oh yes, Donna, thank you for mentioning. So there's in Europe, they get a lot of things right, right?
She signed up right now.
Um, we'll have a special We're Not Done Yet European episode.
Whoa, what a great
Gonna go.
idea.
But yes, I every year I do about two retreats in Europe. I do them back to back. A lot of women come on both. And again, it is a way to celebrate. First of all, another pillar of longevity that is important and that I teach in the app is curiosity. Learning something new. I think if we all experience different cultures, different people, different practices,
Yes, important.
I mean, how great would the world be if we all realized that we're so much more similar than we are different? And that, in Europe, they don't have hustle culture, they don't have diet culture, right? They live their life, they take siestas 2 hours in the middle of the day. I've gone to restaurants like mom and pop restaurants where I'll go and it'll say closed because we wanted to go fishing today. I'm like, oh, okay. This is why they live to be in their hundreds and why they're healthy and happy because they're not, and getting back to Michelle's original question of why are high achieving women feeling burnt out doing everything right? Well, is it everything right to overtrain and undereat and work 20 hours a day and never be off our emails and never be off our devices? No, we want to find balance. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm on Instagram. I love following all of you guys on Instagram and my work. I'm able to reach women through Instagram, but how we utilize technology and limiting when we utilize technology is also a great tool for longevity.
How do
Well, is it
people,
true that you have different what prescriptions, so to speak, for because everybody's different,
Yeah.
and who? I mean, this is part of what you do as well.
Yeah.
You find the right, but does it take a 2 and 3 and 4 week trying to figure out which is doing the harm and because
No,
sometimes
I've done that for you, Joan, because the answer is yes. In general, in the world, we would have to do that. We'd have to pick and choose. Well, over here, I'm going to get the breath work that's right for me. And well, this workout might be right for me. I don't know. I have to test it out. I have done all of that for you in the past 25 years, in the past 2 years, and put into the app. That's why this app is like, would men benefit? Sure, but it's not for them. And it's not even for 20-year-old women who can jump around and do a lot of different things. This is specifically designed from 25 years of experience in fitness, wellness, nutrition, hormone health for women to promote our body and spinal health as we age.
Your
yeah,
app.
and
well,
how,
that's the task then for the next year.
yeah,
You know,
and
Right?
your workout, Elise, is all your body. You don't need any equipment.
Right.
There's no, you don't have to go to the gym. You can
Oh,
do it in your living room or your bedroom or wherever. And
exactly.
it's really good. I mean, I've done it and
Thank you.
it really is, it works and it works without all the accoutrement,
That's
so
I
right.
think so for me, I'm thinking the more the better, and
That's
that's
an
not
old school
that's a
mentality, right?
biggie. That is old school.
Yeah.
And the
Now we
new
have
when
to
you're
work
saying a 20-minute, that doesn't rip into a day or night
exactly.
effort.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah. That's
And
And
it. That's
don't
the
you,
goal.
don't you find also, Elise, that what I see happen to a lot of women, particularly, is that at some point in their life, they stop. They stop working out, they stop taking care of themselves, they start, and then when they get a little bit older, they want to get it all back again. And it's really hard. You
hard.
never stop.
It is that's the thing. It's you never arrive, right? Like you kind of never arrive at inner peace. You have to work on it every day and recalibrate every day. You
I
never
agree. I
arrive
agree.
at
That's
fitness.
Is
it's part
making
of your
me think
schedule
about
for
something
the
important
day.
for Joan, I think, and for you to help. Joan, talk a little bit about where your pain is or pain you're feeling, and then maybe at least you can jump in and weigh in on some valuable information.
It's
Absolutely.
Where's most of your pain,
the
Joan?
small,
You.
just there's no other way to say it. It's just above the butt dent, and
Yeah.
it's there from the
Sacral area.
back of the waist down to that spot, and it there's no strength in it. I can't access it. I used to be able to just do whatever I want, bend down, pick it up, go. The motion was no problem and wasn't an issue. But
Yeah.
now my silhouette
Mhm.
is not what it should be and what I want it to be and what I've had all my adult life.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the sacral region, which is interesting because it's likely to not be spinal. A lot of people's back pain is, in the lumbar spine area.
First, first thing one of the doctors said was, well, you'll have to have surgery. I
No,
don't
but
want,
see again,
That's
It's
the
the same.
last.
Doctors are always gonna like, unless you're getting a really elevated doctor who keeps up with the science, who understands
And
what
because they're all so busy, I
there's
don't know how much that really exists.
so this is
But
like,
maybe it's broken. Let me just say this too. Yes, doctors sometimes want to collect a little you know what, but
Yes.
doctors, when they see something that cannot be fixed unless there is some sort of surgery or something else, and I don't know, Joan, where you are now, whether what you're talking about is something the doctor feels should be operated on and it's right to be or not. I
Well,
don't know
okay,
that.
but if you do that and it does not work, you can just move to Tustin and open
I'll
a hamburger.
visit.
full alchemist. It's
You-
interesting. So Joan, let me ask you a question about the pain. Does it manifest as shooting pain, like acute shooting pain, or more like
No,
tight?
I just have no con I used to, if I bend down and pick up something off the rug or whatever and pop right up,
Yeah,
but now it's like gently go down forward, take care of business, and come. Usually, I have to find some piece of furniture or
yeah,
something to help me stand back up again
yeah,
because I'm trying to get the feeling of my body is one, which
yeah.
is what I've known all my life
Yes.
and loved,
And love.
loved because
And invested in, because I know you've worked out your whole life, and I know you've always,
14 marathons, including Boston, and I haven't done New York. Oh no, maybe I did do one. I did do one New York marathon.
wow,
So,
impressive.
but there's nothing more. It's not like had somebody help you or whatever. It's what I love is that it's your own choice, and
Stamina.
you do it, and you feel better. That's gorgeous, simple, but I don't have it right now, and it makes me sadder than sad
Well, you know what's
because
interesting, and there is always hope in different ways, and I think that's important. And Joan, you're obviously someone who believes in that and understands the value of positivity. And to Michelle's question, yes, there sometimes surgery is needed, but just like hormone, taking hormones, taking medications, I don't think it should ever be the first thing that is recommended
no,
unless it's something,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
If
It's
you
the
want,
last.
it is, and it may be necessary. It is, but
I know that that's
yeah.
true too.
But
I
it's
get I get that.
when you do things in your youth and even as you age, like running, something that's very high impact. So every time you run, it does compress your spine, right? So
It
while it's
does? Is
for
that
I
part of
can't
cardio,
it?
do it anymore.
so
Ah,
that is why my style.
don't do it, you said, Michelle?
I can't do it anymore because it's bad for you.
Or should you? That's it, Michelle. So my workouts and the way that I train people is designed to help someone like Joan who has had that impact for a long time. And why, Donna experiences so much health, right? She does tennis and agility. She also does stretching, mobility, twisting, and
So
support.
her body is getting used to all the positive things that you're telling us we need.
That is right. And
Okay,
you're
but Donna, when you do a workout, what describe, let's say a 20-minute, what would you do in the house in a certain path?
You're
I
talking
mean,
about Elise or Donna?
huh?
Donna,
Donna, I think.
Donna, I want to know because
What
she's
I do,
yeah.
I do 20, not 20 minutes, half an hour on the bike, Peloton. I do 100 sit-ups,
Oh,
50,
give
50.
me a real break.
No,
That's
but
more than
that's
I do.
great.
I haven't
No,
done it
because
in a
that's the
long time.
muscle and that's the pull and the stretch.
One wants to keep a nice flat tummy, doesn't
Yeah.
one?
And
Yeah.
a big behind.
Those are my two
A
specialties,
tight
Michelle.
Right.
behind. A
Narrow
tight
the
behind.
waist, build the booty. That's what I do in my app. And Michelle, your instinct is so, so good when you said you can't run anymore because of the compression.
Mm-mm.
Isn't it a matter also of running on hard surfaces? They're running
Yeah,
either on the
I
street,
wondered
on
about
asphalt, cement.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
never good for
Horrible.
you.
Yeah.
Hard.
I lost an inch and a half. I'm serious. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
all do as we get older.
Very common.
Absolutely
I
compress
used to be
everything in there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, some of the because I've been teaching women in this manner, though not through my own app. I create for 10 years, I created the mind body programming for a company called Beachbody, one of the most renowned fitness apps. It's been around since I guess 2001. And I did their mind body programming. So what I call what I do kind of hybridized longevity training. So it's training with optimized cardio intervals. But so I like to call them non-scale victories, right? When we're working out, yes, how much we weigh is one of 20 important analytics, right? How we sleep, what our energy levels are, our height, Michelle. One of the things that when I talk about non-scale victories, and at Beachbody, we ran test groups, and I run them now. I ran them now to prepare for the app. And one of the non-scale victories is that through my workouts, because it's all about what Joan calls our silhouette, lifting and lengthening through the spine, opening the shoulders. Women were gaining height back. They were gaining a half an inch. They were
Ah,
because you can lengthen so your lumbar and cervical spine, your rib cage is fixed, right? It's attached. But your cervical spine, which is your neck, and your lumbar spine, which is your lower back, there is that space between the vertebra, the disc,
not for everybody, but
not anymore, right after time, but you can rebuild that. You can focus on elongating your spine and building a strong core like Donna does, but around a spine that is elongated in these bar-like positions, as opposed to, bending over and like powering through heavy weights, right?
Yeah.
So that is not as important to people when they're younger. They're thinking about burning calories, they're thinking about, getting thin or whatever. But as we get older, we value our body composition, our muscle, which is a real key to longevity, our height, our posture. Yes, Michelle, you know,
Oh, you could see it. I wish you could.
I can
Later, I'll show you. I do have the muscle.
bustle, but we can build it in a way that supports women's bodies and particularly women's bodies as we age. Because as you're all sharing and as I'm experiencing as well, like our bodies change as we get older. It is harder to maintain muscle. It
It
is
is, it
harder to
is.
have healthy joints. You are
Can you
likely to have
show,
some
can you show a stretch, let's say, just something that what am I looking for that I lost a couple 3 weeks ago?
Oh, so
What
this is only
what can
three.
I do to
Yeah.
get that muscle to wake up and do
You're
what it
talking
did?
about specifically for your low back?
Yes.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is I mean, it would be two different things, right? When we want to stretch a muscle, it's a different movement than if we want to strengthen the muscle. And sometimes what's interesting for some injuries, like hamstrings, for example, if you pull a hamstring, stretching it is actually bad for that. You want to work on strengthening it and resting it. For some things,
Uh-huh.
Dormus syndrome, which is an injury in the hip, stretching it can worsen it. So without knowing the specific injury, it would be hard to say. I think any kind of forward fold, Joan, what we call a rag doll, where
Well,
you
can I, is it
I'm going to show you.
impossible?
I'm going to move my Zoom screen back here. I'm wearing
Woo!
a shirt, so I'm limited in the stretches I can show, but let's show you one. So
Look at this body.
this is pretty easy.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
You are gorgeous.
I have a
Yeah.
booty. I like to lift.
Oh, you've got the booty. I got my booty up and I'm a
So,
lot
but what are you
bigger than you.
doing to help make the muscle you want to do its thing, what it should do?
If again, depending on what your injury might be, something to take pressure off your low back, that's always nice. And is basically allowing gravity to do the lengthening for you. So you never push or pull or force a stretch. And an example would be you just stand, my feet are about hip width, and you will round over, which will seem counterintuitive because usually when we're working, we're open. But you round over, hold opposite elbows, whatever's comfortable for your head and neck. And then what's happening here is that as you relax your low back, and for you this sacral region you're talking about, that area between the top of your butt crack and your waist, right,
Mhm.
that is going to it's very difficult to stretch the sacral area because it's
That's
oh,
where there's where my problem
yeah.
suddenly happened.
Perfect.
But
Yeah.
with that ragdoll stretch, it's called a ragdoll, and I mean it has many names. That's the kind of fitness term. But what it does, you want to be sure you're putting your body weight, Joan, into the fronts of your feet and keeping your knees nice and soft, and you just allow gravity to stretch that
Pull it
area
down. Yeah.
because it's just very safe way. A lot
Mhm.
think of stretching and they yank and they pull and they force and I've never, that's not what we want to do in any stretch, but particularly if you're recovering from an injury. But that's a great one. Think maybe you're watching a rerun of Knots Landing during the commercial break. You would do that for 30 seconds, a
I
minute,
know.
Yeah.
for long as
So it sounds like little bits
yeah,
versus a 30-minute or 45-minute, almost an hour, because most low days that I don't do a lot is a mile or 2 miles.
running,
Not running, no,
walking,
no.
walking.
That's what
Yeah.
What do
really
you
is
what do you
sad.
call it
It's
now?
sad. What?
What do you call it now? You don't call it running, you call it
Walking.
Walking,
jogging.
walking and jogging.
Yeah, walking.
Yeah, which is, look, walking is great. It's going to give, it's what we call LIST training, which is low intensity, steady state training, which is very great for all human beings. But
I
we want
think,
you more, maybe some more strength training, which I have in my app, maybe some more flexibility and mobility. So not even stretching necessary, but mobilizing the hips, mobilizing the spine. For the spine, that would be things like gentle twists, right? For the hips, it would be things like opening your hips. And it's just kind of you will start to learn to, what's great, Joan, is that because you've been an athlete your whole life, you have a very amazing body awareness. You understand what the difference between 3 weeks ago, what your alignment is and what it is now. And that's rare. I will tell you, I have to start coaching a lot of women by helping them even understand what feels good for their body or what their posture is. But you'll start to learn to understand your body. You'll say, oh, this feels good. Okay, this doesn't feel right. And I just really believe that women have extraordinary intuition, but we've been
yes,
trained away from listening to our own intuition because we're listening to experts or podcasters or a doctor who just says, let's do surgery. And that's not bad, but we want to start to really trust if your body's telling you, hey, this feels good, this doesn't feel as good. Listen, your body is your best teacher. And you want to find a teacher that allows your body to feel good, to feel stronger, that allows you. One of the things that I think is so important when I create workouts, it should feel good for your body. It should also be fun. It should also, and this is key, it should celebrate your body and meet you where you are, not punish your body and try to make it something it's not.
right there going on a
Yeah,
pillow.
her
I mean,
workouts are amazing. I mean, they
well, I
I
know that I've
want to
got
watch
to
the
got to
really
app.
do got to
great
do
stuff.
that.
Tell
But
tell our viewers, Elise, if you would, your Instagram also. They
It's
should
my
look at that.
Well, we all know my middle name is Joan,
Right.
and it's spelled just like the iconic Joan Van Ark, and it is Elise Joan, so ELISEJOAN official at that's it. Elise Joan Official on Instagram. And you can find me there. I have links to the app. I have some reels on there with the Donna Mills, stories at Michelle. I'm going to find you on Instagram too. We can do a little post together. But I love Instagram because it's a way to find and connect with more women who need, honestly, what you guys are doing, what I'm doing. It's all part of the same thing.
Education too.
We're just starting. And
you want to matter too. You want to matter.
yes, yes, Joan. I think yes, you nailed it. I think so many women feel invisible. We feel like, especially, women like you, to be honest, who are so beautiful. I think when we attach, like you guys are well-rounded and all of these things, but a lot of women they attach we've been taught to attach our value to our size, our physical beauty, our hair, all of these things.
A
Um,
long, most of our lifetimes, the three of us, because
Yes. And that is not, first of all, I think women get more and more beautiful as we age. That's just my personal, the expressions that we have, the wisdom that we have. Yes, Michelle,
It
our smile
smiles.
writer,
You
but
look younger smiling, period.
that is
That
true.
muscle.
Yes.
And I'm going to be one of the first people who are going to join you on any app you have and Instagram or anything else you could do because I think my butt could be a little higher anyway.
And all of ours could. All of ours could, Michelle. And I look, I'm honored. I mean, it is honestly like I have to give you guys so many kudos because not just was your show amazing and is your acting amazing and the characters each of you portrayed so different and so amazing and so relatable. Like it's like each of you on that show was like an element that we all have as women, right? No one is like completely a villain or complete. We all have elements of Abby. We all have these elements in us. And secondly, like you really gave women permission to be powerful, to be smart, to be unapologetic, to be emotional without being considered overly sensitive, and then to watch each of you, in your lives outside of the show. But you really paved the way for what I'm doing now, which is being relevant at 50. A lot of people kept telling me, "Oh, you should lie about your age. No one's going to want you if you're old." And I'm all like, "Well, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to shout my age from the rooftops, and
Yes,
you should want to feel as good as I do at 50."
right.
I was just told I'm following you
You
right
have to
now
show,
in my
live
ear.
the
I'm just
example.
told I am following you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
We
following
have to
you. And
change the mindset that 50 is old because
No,
it's
no,
not
not true
at
anymore.
all.
I
You
feel
Not true
know,
really
anymore.
young, guys. I feel really young, and I know you do too. And Donna works out more than me, so I know she feels young. And I'm really excited to get to know you, Michelle, and you, Joan, and just want to thank you for, being iconic women first and holding space and allowing the rest of us to follow in your footsteps and to be inspired by you.
We need more of you for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Elise, you
And
are
specific,
amazing. I
specific.
am so proud of you.
Oh,
From the beginning, I liked you, but you have come so far. That was a few years ago that I first met you. And you have come so far and you've done it all yourself.
Now, did you
You have
know
done it because you had ambition and you wanted to do things and you wanted to help
You
people.
saw a vision and you went for it.
Yep.
That's
now
something
did
else you say
did
too. The
did you
purpose, your
see her
purpose.
or
Where are
meet
you
her
going?
in a physical at a class, or how did you come to know her?
through Chloe, her beautiful daughter. I met
Ah,
Chloe, and right away, just like Donna, just like each of you, right away, the energy and the enthusiasm was so clear. And in LA, maybe all of you can attest, like it's sometimes hard to find people who are substantial. There's a lot of superficiality, and Chloe just came in as just like a glowing, amazing being. And then when I met Donna, like she shared, like we just hit it off, and
Yeah, we,
I'm
we did.
actually, I'm
It was,
actually, am
We're
I?
going to invite you back.
Oh,
You need
please,
to
I
come
would
back.
love
What
to
are you
come back.
doing
You
for
guys
lunch
are so much
tomorrow?
fun. I
yeah,
could, I could listen to you guys all day.
yeah. It'd be great if you'd come back.
Any,
Yeah, you're so
yeah, and
special.
We would
maybe
love it.
pull.
At Elise Joan Official,
that's it.
at
Yeah.
What was
the
it?
Michelle Lee,
And the Donna
at
Yeah,
Mill.
Joan. I
I
know
think
you're
yeah,
not Joan. You are Joan.
have a session with
Oh, we should. And Joan, yes,
the
you.
trio from Knots. It just seems.
Oh my gosh,
I
can
mean,
we please? That would be a literal dream come true. And Joan, you're gonna catch me offline if there's anything I can do to support your healing journey. And
no, I definitely, yeah,
really,
Oh,
yeah,
it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I know you're gonna come out the other side of this thankful for how good you feel after.
great. I have to thank Donna
Yeah.
for
Well,
doing this for
yes,
us.
you
Oh yes,
guys, Joan and Michelle, I told you you would love her, right?
Oh
I
my
no.
told you.
gosh.
Well, her
I kept
energy,
telling them about you, and
you.
the,
I'm really honored to be here. I feel like I'm really in the presence of amazing icons, amazing women, and I feel like I must be doing something right to even be here, invited into your space.
Yes, you
and,
are. We
and
need
we will see you
we
again.
all
I
do.
look
yes,
forward to it, guys.
All right.
yes.
Love
See you.
you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Happy rest of the
Bye.
weekend,
Yes, you
whatever.
too.
Well, this has been special, I think.
Well, once again, you know, we are out of time and we have to go, but it's been a real joy to have
She's
Elise on
amazing.
today. I think you guys loved her as much as I do, and we'll have her back
Her
because I
energy
think
and her
has,
articulation,
yeah,
answering the questions,
she
it
has a
felt
lot.
much more shared. I feel
Yeah,
like I knew or came to know things that I didn't know before this started.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
She's very free with
high
giving
energy.
her advice and stuff like that, and she's wonderful. So anyway, we love being here again. Love having our Joan with us
Yes.
again, and we'll be back
And
next.
Elise, oh my goodness, how great she is, right? We're going to be back. Go
Yep,
on.
we'll
But
be
I
back.
think the reason is her middle name.
Yeah, right.
Yes, Elise
Exactly.
Joan. Yeah.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. It's good to
Yes,
see you guys.
a gift.
Bye all.
We'll be back.